So, back on the Oldsmobile, and this is going to be the last video of working on the back end of this thing. That feels good to say. So, most of this video is going to involve grinding, and a lot of it. Got to get all this roughed into shape, get this all cleaned up. Then the taillight housing, that's got to get put back in. It's going to get shimmed out so it sits a little proud. And then we got to grind everything to shape all at the same time. Then we got clean up our edges, and we got lots of little stuff to do this round. So first round, grinding. Been putting it off, but time to grind. Well, considering it was made with a piece of train track and a homemade hammer, it looks like a bumper. So now that we got that done, our next project is taillight housing. Got a couple issues with this thing. So this was the first piece I made, and then everything was built off of this. But because all of this just kind of evolved as we made it, it's caused issues with this. This angle, this matched the shape of the quarter panel, the original. But because this has been lowered down and this angle was brought out to match this angle, that's screwed us up on this. This angle's too steep now. We need to bring it back a bit. We can add 1/4 inch round bar to the bottom, but don't have any. So what we've got to do, we got to notch this out 1/4 inch so this top edge can get moved back. That'll give us the right angle to match the quarter panel, and then it's just kind of grind this straight to match what we got going on over there. That's the idea. So let's get at it. Well, that was a pain in the ass to cut apart. But we got our angle the way it's supposed to be. So now, what we got to do, lift that up into place, weld it back in. If it was only that easy. So I'll show you how this all goes together. The inner ring is what holds the light in. The outer ring is what holds to the car. And the round bar gets welded to the end. That's a lot of work just for a light. I mean, there's hundreds of hours have gone into this thing, and I don't know, I still think it's a stupid idea, but what do I know? So what we're doing now, I got this shimmed out, so this is sitting a little proud. I got a little spacer block, and then the round bar goes on top. We just gotta line it up with the trunk lid. Just go along and tack weld it into place, pull it out, and we'll weld it up on the bench. That's the next plan. I think we are quickly approaching the point of good enough. The housing is one piece again. The gaps are presentable. Everything seems to be playing nicely together. So, next step, take it all apart. We gotta pull the bumper off. We gotta do the last little bits of welding. And while it's off, I want to kind of rework the ends. The low spot there. Same thing on that side. I want to rework that a little bit. It's easier when the bumper's off. I think before we do that, I want to do the final grinding on this thing. Kind of see what it looks like finished. Because I need a boost. A little tired. Well, it's all pulled apart. The bumper sprung a little bit when we cut it loose, so we're just gonna ignore that, pretend like we didn't see it, and we'll deal with that when we put it all back together. So when I was undoing the bumper, I guess there was a little bit of splatter or something on these threads that I didn't notice. So I would go to undo it, I just mushed up the threads. Had to get replaced anyway, so I just put the impact on it, snapped it off. Just one more thing on the list. So on the car, we gotta clean up the little stubs from the round bar. Clean up that edge, do that both sides. And then the trunk lid, we gotta extend that down so it's same level as the quarter panel. And then here, we got to put a little strip in right in there, close that off, and I think that's it for the car. Now for the bumper, there's our bolt we got to replace. We just got to finish that edge off, clean all that up, and up in here we just got to extend that in here. I think we'll just do something like that. See how it goes. This seam on this side needs a little bit of hammer work. Just kind of smooth it out a bit better. This side's good. And it's just clean all this up, clean all the seams up, smooth it out, and then the low spots, we can get those from this side. Just get in there with the hammer. Yeah, not a whole lot on the bumper. Came out pretty good. Now the taillight housing. We gotta fine tune the radiuses on the front. But back here, now that we know what this measurement is, I want to replace all of that with a piece of tubing. Probably this stuff. See what I got. Anyway, I just want to make a little spacer, and then our adjustments will just be with these fender washers. Do that all along. And the bumper brackets. You got to put a little strip in there, and along the top we got to cut that off level. What I want to do, extend that down, kind of cap that off. Do that on both sides, but yeah, I think that's it for the little jobs. We're at the point where it's just a long list of little stuff to do, which is good. It means we're almost done. So we got our piece welded in. That's all done. Got the trunk lid extended out. Got all this cleaned up. Cleaned all the splatter off the trunk lid. Get everything all lined up. So that's the car done. Well, back of the car done anyway. So that's the taillight housing done. Bumper brackets done. Actually look pretty good. A little bit of paint on them and you'll never know. So, good news, that's the last piece. The bad news, that is the last piece. Let's get it done. took it completely apart, put it all right back together again, and everything still fits. I was a little bit nervous about that, but all went back together, and everything still has adjustment, so that's nice. So we had to do a little bit of massaging on those corners, get them to line up again, but fits as good as it did before. Fits better than the stock bumper did, that's for sure. So the tail light and bumper and everything all lines up nice. Yeah. Good enough. That curve came out nice. Got it all straightened out. Turned out better than I thought. The bumper we welded it to is a mess. I got it cleaned up the best I can, but I mean, you can only do so much. I like the way these ends turned out. Yeah, worked out pretty good. That curve came out nice all the way along. Even down in that little corner. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That'll do. So we got all our gaps nice and even. We got that's all capped off. Everything fits nice together. So that is the back of the car done. Well, until he changed her mind again. But anyway, until then, catch you on the next one.